the Word came to Christ. Because when he got there, he had been in the grave for 4 days. And let's say it took a day to get there. He waited 2 days and a day then to travel to where Lazarus was, and that would be 4 days. And so it seems as if he had already died. In fact, Jesus knew that. You know, there's nothing that happens to us that he doesn't know. We never encounter anything that Christ isn't aware of. And that's the beauty of our life. Sometimes you can't feel God. I love to feel his presence. I love to know that he is listening to my prayers and that he's answering my prayers. But sometimes you pray and it's silent. And silence is an answer. What does it mean when God is silent? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that he rejects your request. It may mean God has a bigger answer than the one you're looking for. And rather than give you what you ask, he has something more he wants to give to you. Looking back over my own life, I've said it more than once. There's some of my prayers, thank God he didn't answer, because it was exactly the wrong thing to be praying. And I'm so glad he didn't answer. And then there are others that God did answer, and once I got the answer, I'm saying, I'm sorry I asked for this, Lord, because this isn't really what I needed. He knew that all along. But you know, there's a scripture that's always puzzled me. Psalm 106 and verse 15 in the King James, it says, he gave them their request, but sent leanness into their soul. Do you remember when they complained and murmured and all that stuff about not having food to eat, no meat to eat? What happened? God brought in quail until there was more than they could handle. But as the food was in their mouth, what happened? Judgment. God gave them their request, but he sent leanness into their soul. And we have to trust God that he gives the right answers. And if we continue to persist in our request, he'll give us what we ask many times, even though it isn't what we need. Whereas if we trusted God more completely, we'd be willing to receive what God gives us. Mary and Martha trusted him when he didn't respond as they expected. Jesus waited. It was too late. Lazarus was already dead and buried. But they were steadfast, even though they didn't understand what he was doing. Those are tough times when you don't know what God is trying to accomplish in your life, and yet you are standing true and standing firm and obedient and loyal to him. And so here's what I